Hello, everybody. It is us, once again, your favorite Giles from notodosecuraconvicks. I am Maggie.
This is Yessy. And this is Haydee.
Today, we have a very good episode. I know we say that all the time because all the time they're all really good episodes, so we're not really lying. It's just they get better, right? Like after every episode. So today we are sharing some news. Our episode today is called It's Not Goodbye, It's See You Later, because we have come to a decision to take a little hiatus from the podcast. Not because, we don't like it anymore or because, we don't enjoy
We're giving
it
up.
or we're giving up. It is simply that actually blessings over blessings over blessings over blessings have been coming to us, and it's become a little bit overwhelming to juggle so much. So we decided we have a lot of of our personal things right now, going on. So we kind of decided to just take a little break. We're not saying goodbye. We're just taking a little break. See it if you're a millennial like me and you were into boy bands, like when NSYNC broke up, it was like, what? But it's because they have their own little things going on, right? So that's kind of what we're doing. We're not breaking up. We're just focusing on our individual projects, and then we're gonna come back together. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
It's all amazing news.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. We're not giving up in our community and our listeners. It's just that, just like Maggie mentioned, so much has been coming up, good things that we are going to share with you in this episode, that we want to make sure this is our baby and we have been mothering it, and we want to make sure that we are good parents. We don't want to create trauma. So we have made the responsible decision to put things on hold for a bit until other plans and other things that are happening in our lives get a little bit much more stable. And then we're going to come back to our audience, our listeners, with much more passion and great new episodes.
Yes, I totally agree. It was very tough to come to this decision only because we all love coming together and sharing all these amazing topics and people that have these incredible gifts. So when we first talked about it, we were like, no, I don't want to let go. But we don't want to half-ass anything. Our episodes should be filled with all the attention it deserves. Unfortunately, one person cannot handle so many things at the same time. And we each individually have so many amazing things cooking up, and it takes a lot. And it takes a lot of love and attention. And one of the things we discuss a lot about in our podcast episodes is understanding your limits and setting boundaries and knowing when you've had too much going on.
Yeah.
So what's been up with everybody, and why are we taking this little hiatus? For starters, my cousin and I have been building community, and it's based off all amazing services like day retreats to come together, especially women to come together and find a safe space where we can all learn different tools on how to navigate life through journaling, through meditation, through breath work, through yoga. And these services are held in different places, and that has taken all of my time. And it's something that I have been dreaming of for many, many years, and I didn't know how to navigate it. And finally, having a great business partner to make this come into fruition has been a total blessing. On top of that, having these two amazing co-hosts with me on this journey, because they both individually have these amazing gifts that they can provide to people. And on this our up and coming event, they will be part of it. So thank you so much, ladies. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be amazing. And I am very happy about it. But that's one of the things that I have going on that has taken a lot of my time, because on top of that, I've been also working on my certification for my 300-hour yoga teacher training.
Yay.
That has also been on my top list of things that I want to accomplish in my life. Although 2024 has been crazy, in the outside world, with wars and ditty parties and freak offs and it's been going on. I am sitting minding my business, working on projects, guys. We have to stay focused because this is a distraction. But yeah, it's been quite the journey, and it's very busy, and I have to pay a lot of attention. And besides, yoga teacher training and working on a business and life, I still work my 9 to 5, and I have things, have my little pet Benito, who's a rabbit who takes up a lot of my time. He's very needy and destructive. Yep. I have to pay attention and pour into many, many cups. My daughter just turned 21, and I am so happy. I did it, guys.
21, my God, where
Woo!
does the time go? Happy birthday to her. Where
Yes,
does the
yes.
time go? The time is
Where
going
did
so
it
fast.
go? This little nugget was, she didn't leave me alone for 5 seconds. She needed so much of my attention, and now I'm here. Like, hey, you remember
like, look,
me? Your mom?
hey. And she's like, oh my God.
How the
But
tables have turned.
they do turn.
They
They
do.
do turn.
They do.
So cherish your little ones. I know we say that a lot, but cherish them, because they do grow and they don't like you very much anymore. I mean, they do, but they don't really care for you that much.
You're not as cool.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
Mm-mm. You're not cool.
But yeah. And my niece is, a sophomore in high school, and you still got to watch them, make sure that they're breathing and eating. That's basically it. But besides that, just navigating life and really enjoying this new journey of mine has been extremely exciting for me. And I feel like I am finally in a place where I'm like living my dream. My dream is coming true, and all of the things that I've been working on. And I'm very happy and humbled for all the people that have been there to support me and share their love and continue to show up, for me and the things that I like to do. So that's what's been happening. What about you, ladies?
I am so excited for you, Haydee. Like, it's your story is so beautiful. I'm so excited for this retreat business, right? I think it's so needed. All of us need it so much, right? And I think you're going to create a beautiful community that is going to continue to support your business and our cousin's business. I think that we are practicing what we preach. We talk a lot in
Yes.
this podcast. We talk a lot about the importance of boundaries, the importance of self-care, the importance of checking in with yourself. And I think that by us agreeing and saying we need some time, right? We
Mhm.
need to take a break. It's actually practicing what we preach. It's setting boundaries. It's knowing our limit, not trying to
Mm,
be Wonder Woman. I think a lot of
mm.
us were raised with Wonder Woman, women who believed they were Wonder Woman or had Wonder Woman tendencies. It made
I
us
know.
believe at one point in our life that we were also Wonder Woman. And we have realized that that's not the case. Not only do I not want to be Wonder Woman, I don't need to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so we're
If you know,
honoring, yeah,
Wonder Woman didn't have a kid, and Wonder Woman
no,
didn't have a husband. Wonder Woman
no.
was just Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
It
he
was
was
Wonder Woman no tenía padre dominicano.
no Wonder Woman. She was like, nah, I ain't trying to know. I'm not having any. Nope, it's just me. I'll save the world. I don't need kids. I don't need a man. I'm good.
She was smart. My Wonder Woman was
That is so true. So she didn't have it all.
She didn't. She didn't.
Yeah. And so I think that we are learning how to set those boundaries in our lives with ourselves, with our family. And that's why this is not a goodbye, but it's more of like, we're going to put this project on hold because we believe in it, we love it, we honor it. And so therefore, we want to give it the energy that it deserves. Just like we're giving the energy to everything else. So for me, as many of you guys know, I have a private practice, and my private practice pretty much is completely full. So I've been really busy with lots of clients, working with lots of clients. In addition to that, I was going to say next month, and we're already in October. Jesus Christ. In a few weeks, I will start facilitating the Women's Healing Circle that I've been promoting. So that's another project that I'm doing. I'm having women really work with their inner child wounds and find healing. And that's a project that's going to last 3 months. And that requires a lot of my energy and time on top of my private practice. And I'm still working on this book, right? Where hopefully on the final draft. And so I've been working a lot with my editor, and the goal is to publish this book by 2025. And that's what we're working on. While at the same time, working with my cousin on selling an inner child healing journal through Amazon. It's another big project that requires a lot of time.
Yeah, that's time consuming.
That's very time consuming. And then in my private life, I'm hitting 50. So I am
looking like you're 30.
I am trying to stay healthy, really working with my physical body, but also my spirituality, my energy, really seeing individuals in regards to energy healing, making sure that I eat the healthy food for my body, just getting ready for this journey because, I'm excited for it and it's going to be beautiful. So that is also requiring me to be mindful about my energy and how much I can give to others and how much I can give to myself. So it's been a beautiful journey, which in a couple of days, I'm leaving to Samana up in the mountains.
Take me with you, please. I don't fit in the maleta.
And just really enjoying nature. This is not your typical Dominican vacation where you go party. This is really about healing. So I am going to be working with my clients, but, I am going to do a lot of nature walk, beach, sun, just really in tuning my energy, myself, and coming back feeling re-energized. And
Let's
then
not forget that you just ran a triathlon. You did a
yeah,
triathlon.
thank God. Yeah.
The triathlon. I mean, hello. Let's not forget about that.
Oh my God. Yes. Thanks to Isa. She saved my life. She was such a great coach. She just kept.
Who is my business partner, by the way?
Yes.
Co-founder of Mahada's Blissful Journey.
She just kept pushing me and encouraging me. And I don't think I would have done it without her. So love you, girl. And I have a son who's in college. I have another son who's establishing his life, and motherhood and parenting never ends, and we're also dealing with my mother-in-law's health, which takes a lot of time and energy, and supporting my husband. So this is all why I thought it would be best to put the podcast on hold for a bit.
Welcome to notodosecuraconvicks, your go-to destination for Latinas getting real with their healing journey. We are so thrilled to have you here with us today. First off, we want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all our listeners. Your support, your loyalty mean the world to us. Without you, none of this would even be possible. We also want to take a moment to express how much your support matters. Every download, share, and like helps us grow and reach more people who might benefit from our content. So, if you enjoy what you hear today, I encourage you to hit that download button and share our episodes with your friends, your family, and anyone who you think might enjoy them. Your actions truly make a difference in helping us expand our podcast family. So once again, thank you for being a part of our journey with us.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
super excited. I'm excited for everything that's coming and everything that's happening. And I know that this is not a goodbye. We're going to come back telling you more amazing stories.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't an easy decision, but it also wasn't a hard decision for me. I feel like I knew that I needed to give something up and or put a break on something that either the easiest thing was the podcast. Like I enjoy having these moments to talk. Like, like we log on here and we do like the whole podcast. But like before, we'll like talk for like almost an hour.
Yeah,
You know?
we always say yes. It's just gonna. We always say yes. It's gonna take just an hour. We're just gonna
Yeah,
record,
just
and
an
then
hour.
that's it. That never
Never
happens.
happens.
Ever.
Never.
Ever. By the way,
Time that
ever.
happens is when we have a guest because we can be
Because we gotta be
excellent with
professional.
our time.
Oh my god.
But let's see what has been going on. So when I started the podcast, I had started my journey with Maggie business, which was it was supposed to be one thing, and then it kind of turned into something else, and now it's turned into something else. So it's like morphed like multiple times. So I was doing the massages, the Kansa massages, and that was going well. I was going okay. And then I had a client that requested my services for her son. I went to their home and this mom spoke to me about this program called Self-Direction, which is a service model with the Office of People with Developmental Disability. And what that is pretty much people with developmental disability, children, adults. It could be autism. It can be cerebral palsy, epilepsy. It's a range of things. They get this budget. After they get approved for the service, they get this budget that they get to use. They get money every year, and they get to use this budget towards things that are going to help them achieve their goals. They have a life plan, and in that life plan, they have goals. It helps them achieve their goals. It also helps them be more involved in the community, and it helps them be more, independent. So some people take yoga classes or art classes, cooking classes. Some people hire staff because, I want my staff to help me be more involved in the community. The purpose of self-direction is to give, people with developmental disability control of their life, pretty much. And she was like, oh, you should like be like a vendor with them, and like I can refer you to so many people, and I stopped seeing like regular clients for like massages and yoga, and all of my clients were self-direction participants, pretty
A new
much.
journey began.
Nowhere. And I did this for like a year, and then it became a lot because I had to travel a lot, and most of my clients were kids, so it was like after school hours, and we only have one car, and it was like very difficult to like manage Mateo's schedule because he was getting busier. And I wanted also to be more of service, so I ended up taking the broker training. And the broker for these people is someone that helps them manage their budget, build their budget, find classes or, things that they want to use a budget for. And I said, I'm going to take this training, become an independent broker. So then now, journey with Maggie, I'm an independent broker. That's what I do. I have a caseload of about 15 clients now.
You go, girl.
That I'm working with. It's growing. very quickly. And it's funny because my mentor, and even like when I was taking the training, people that I spoke to, they're like, you're going to take the training and then you're going to go through a moment, you're going to be like, how do I get clients? And then all of a sudden, you're going to get one client, and then you're going to get two, you're going to get three, you're going to get four, and then blah, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on. And I was like, oh my God, that is exactly what happened. So that's that part. But then aside from that, I do enjoy offering the service of like yoga and wellness, and I cannot offer that to my clients that I'm their broker because it's a conflict of interest. But there's so many people in New York State that have these, services. So my mentor really pushed me to this. She was like, you need to like figure out a way to do this. So I created Maggie's Mindful Playground under Journey with Maggie. So Journey with Maggie is a parent company, and that's what I do my broker business with. And then Maggie's Mindful Playground is under it, and that is a wellness company. And I have about 12 teachers now.
And I'm one of them.
Haydee is one of them. Haydee is my upstate teacher. And
Keeping it in the family.
And, this business actually is funny because the broker business has grown so much faster than this business. And sometimes I'm like, get a little bit frustrated. But I do have some teachers already working with some clients, and I'm kind of developing strategies where I want to continue to like offer my services for children and, people with developmental disabilities. But I also want to expand it and work in school. Like my cousin, who's a principal, is amazing. Keeping in contact. And I started the process of becoming a vendor for the DOE.
Oh my God.
That, of course, is the DOE. So, I'm expecting it to take long, but at least the process is,
It's gonna happen.
happening. And I'm like, let me also try to dabble into like corporate wellness. So I'm like, I can reach out to some companies. I have a yoga teacher who has like experience with like, corporate wellness. Like he's taught yoga, like, Bank of America, American Express. So that's what's happening. So I've been busy with that. The broker business is kind of running itself. The yoga business is like the baby that's like, it's like, if from what I hear, people that have two children, there's usually one that needs a lot of support and then one that's like, this is the easy child.
Yeah.
So Journey with Me is the easy child. It's like, you're easy. You run yourself. Maggie's Mindful Playground is the one that's like really taking most of my time because it's the one that's like really, I need to like work on, building it. So that's that professionally. And then I'm a mom to an almost 6-year-old.
What the heck?
Who just started first grade.
How was that?
So, you know what?
It is.
I would say
how that is.
I would say this. This so far has been my favorite stage. Having a 6-year-old, it's fun. You do things with them. They start to like things that you're like, oh, this is not some like stupid, baby stuff. Like you like some cool stuff now. They're into holidays and they're into like movies and stuff like that. Like you can like have, conversation. Like Mateo and I go out on like dates. It's de cansada de pizza, but he tells me all the scoop about school and everything. But elementary school is fucking hard because it's the foundation. So without that foundation, it's hard to move on into like a good middle school, a good high school. And I know we're just in first grade and I'm thinking about this, but I'm like, I feel also that if you're a parent in 2024 with a kid in elementary school, there's so much pressure on these kids. Curriculum is so intense, it's so fast. Mateo is in first grade, he's getting spelling tests. He just had it first, like last week. He's getting spelling tests. They're getting assessments at the end of every week, at the end of every
You have
module.
no choice but to be involved. You have to be.
It's insane. So it's like you're in school all over again. You're constantly worried about like how is he doing? How is he not doing? You have this routine that it has to include reading, and you have to be, I feel like as a parent, you have to be like kind of like ahead and be like to kind of really know like how, academically, things are going. So
Yeah.
it's stressful having a kid in elementary school and making sure that they're like where they need to be.
Yeah.
Is really stressful. And then,
Maggie, welcome to the beginning.
Yeah.
and then
Get the
That's,
we are
that's
also
just the beginning.
in the process of getting him evaluated for ADHD,
Mm-hmm.
which adds another stress because, people talk about ADHD and they're just like, yeah, it's like being hyper. No, ADHD is so fucking much. It's like, it's a lot. It's more than, it's like they're hyper physically. Their brain is at 100 miles an hour. So when they have to do things like reading or writing, you have to do extra work because it's not that they don't know, but it's just that their brain is like going too fast.
Mm-hmm.
You need
Yeah,
to constantly
feel-
like redirect them. You need to constantly like give them tools to like manage
'Cause he
their,
gets bored.
anxiety, their boredom.
It's hard.
Well,
Their brain is going so much faster than the curriculum. The curriculum
Yeah.
is too fucking boring. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the curriculum of now for these children is so fucked up. This Common Core situation is so fucked up. I feel like it doesn't really help anybody here. It doesn't help the parents. It doesn't help the child. Congratulations, Maggie, on all your
Thank you.
on all these beautiful journeys, and you too, Yessy. There's just so much going on,
Mhm.
and I hope you guys can see what we mean by setting boundaries and putting this episode. I mean, like putting the podcast into see you later type of space because we don't want to half-ass the
Right.
podcast.
And it wasn't a, at least for me, right? Like it wasn't an easy decision, right?
Yeah.
But it's the experience where your heart, your body, your nervous system knows like you might have to put this on hold for now. And at
Mhm.
first you're like, no, I got this. No, I got it. I got it. I can do it. I got this. And,
Yeah.
for us, you don't listen to your body, but then things start coming up. And what I noticed was the expectation, the energy to be here, right? It was just so much because I was, sharing my energy in so many spaces, my private practice, the group, the book, the journal, my family, my health. I was training for this relay. Yeah, and so it really pushed me to really stop and listen to my body, listen to my nervous system, listen to myself and what I needed and what needed to happen at the moment, and be okay that I might have to put something on hold. And for me, that's very difficult because, as you ladies know, I'm very structured.
No kidding. Nobody.
Very, very structured. I have perfectionist behavior at times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all, my trauma. And we can, that's for another episode.
Future episode 2025.
So for me to say I can't do this or I have to put this on hold, that is hard for me. That's super hard for me. And I was able to do that. So for me, it was a growth. And then when I did that, right, that I was like, all right, we're going to put this on hold. I have noticed even me, I'm just paying attention to the things I do. And then I'd be like, I don't really want to do this. Why am I doing this?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then being mindful about that, damn, I could like this.
I don't like this. Does not serve me.
And
That's so crazy. Yeah,
I
I feel
change it.
you.
I change it. Yes. Even like the whole month of August and September, I was looking at my calendar, and every weekend I had something going on. Every weekend. And it was good things. I wasn't like working. It was connecting with people that I haven't seen for a while. It was all about connection and having a good time. But
We went to a winery together.
We did.
yes,
It was fun.
it was amazing things. But
Mhm.
I'm feeling it now. I'm tired, you know? So even me, like realizing like I love these time that I like in the moment, I'm having a good time. Like last weekend, going out with my friend that we call each other like our alien friend because we're very spiritual and we talk about spirituality and
I need one
energy.
of those people in my life.
It felt amazing at that moment and we had such a great time. But then I'm like, I'm tired. Like my energy is low. Like I need my quiet time. I need my quiet time. So even thinking about that, like maybe I can't be booking every weekend something. Maybe I have to give myself a weekend where I'm off. Just me
Mhm.
doing whatever I want to do, you know?
Everything and nothing, whatever.
Yes. Yes. Because I need it. I need it. And so creating even that balance of when do I need time, like energy to connect and to love and to have fun, and energy where I just need to be in stillness because that's important to my body and that's important to me, you know?
Yes,
Yes.
girl, I
Mhm.
believe you.
Yes.
I totally understand you.
So this experience has just really allowed me to be very in tune with what's important to me and what I need at the moment and what my body needs. What my body needs. That's my new thing.
Yes.
What my
What
body
does my
needs.
body need? That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. I
Mm-hmm.
was hearing a podcast, and yes, podcasters listen to podcasts. Anyway, so I was listening to this podcast, and this specific episode was talking about you, like just metaphorically, seeing your life as you being your own bodyguard. And you decide who goes in to your club and who goes out, who doesn't even make it.
Well,
And
that's a good way
how,
of looking at that.
right? Like, hold on. Sometimes you let somebody sneak in and then you're like, no, you got to come back out. And I realized how much energy I've been pouring into people. So putting this podcast on hold was pretty tough for me, simply because this has been so much fun for me. This has been a way of reconnecting with you too, which has been amazing. So I get the scoop right before the podcast. And guys, you don't get to see that version. And just connecting in general. And also, this gives you all an opportunity to go back to the very first episode. I mean, we have 3 seasons in 1 year. Get it together, guys.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that is
I'm-
true.
We're giving you time to catch up. That's what it is.
Yes, that's so true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we did. We had amazing people like from other countries. Remember, we used to be like, como era Japan,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Germany.
Germany was always there.
South America,
Spain.
different countries in South America.
Gente.
Australia, I think,
Sandwiching.
one.
Yeah, yeah, we have from all different places, and we connected with other podcasters, and we connected with other
Yes,
healers, men, women. It's just been such an amazing journey.
it has. It connects us also to amazing, talented people from our community that sometimes
Yes.
don't get the platform that they deserve. And
Oh my
we gave it to
gosh.
them.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they gave it to
Mm-hmm.
us. So
Yes.
it's so amazing, that love, and
Yeah.
all of this took time. Everybody that participated in either connecting with us, sharing their stories, being vulnerable on our platform, and feeling safe enough to share their stories, like our cousins, Andy and Adam,
Our first
Maribel.
yes.
Yes,
Our first,
your first
our
guest.
first guest. Yeah.
And these are
Andy and
people that
Adam.
believed in us, and people that believed in us, and let us believe in them, and share. Again, this is sharing our vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Maribel, Angie, I
and
mean, Tanya,
oh my God, yes,
Carlos.
Luz,
Carlos, Luz, Nate. Nate was,
Nate,
Nate.
yo,
Nate was
Nate
Yeah.
is like,
awesome.
Nate needs to be my friend.
We had Jennifer, who I want in my
Jennifer.
pocket.
Jennifer was such a such a wealth of energy,
Oh my
and
God. Yes.
information that we had to make that a two-parter.
Yes.
We should have made that like 6 parts, because we
Yes.
should have just tackled every system with her. Could you imagine having Nate and Jennifer in one podcast episode?
No,
That
I
would
hate
be
that
insane.
No. Remember how we were talking if we had like guest houses, like if you had a mansion and a guest house, imagine Nate and Jennifer being in one of your guest house whenever you need them.
My God.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what's going on with my gut. I need to talk.
Hey fam, join us in supporting Lahada's Blissful Journey. Check out Lahada's Blissful Journey on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Click the link in their bio to purchase tickets for the Release and Renew event held on Saturday, November 16th. Buy 2 tickets and get the second one at 50% off. Plus, use code LAJARA, LAJARA, to receive $10 off your purchase. Co-hosted by the podcast team, the event features Maggie leading the breath work, Yessy guiding a mindful circle, and Haydee offering yoga. This transformative experience promises to nourish your spirit and fill you with positive vibes. Don't miss out and grab your tickets now.
Yeah.
And we had Jasmine, who was amazing. My gosh, she really made me think about life and money. Just in general, and we still have other people that we have in mind, even within our own family, that we want to eventually invite to our podcast
Yeah.
in 2025, and God willing, everything goes the way we planned. But as you can see, we have so much going on. And what I truly love about us is that we are not quitters. That's why we're coming back. And just like Yessy said, it's very hard to let go of certain things that we've been working on, because this became our baby. But we had to be true and honest with ourselves. And that's, again, another thing that we practice and we must preach.
Yeah.
Really listening to our bodies.
Yeah.
But we had to, come together, which is crazy. Isn't it crazy how we all came together? We actually set up a meeting to talk about the future of the podcast. What do we want to bring to the podcast? And we all had the same.
Yeah.
It's like everything was happening for us in a good way at the same time.
Yes.
Well, now that you say that, Heidi, what came to my mind is that everything was happening at the same time. That means in this, year and a half of the podcast? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That we've been and through that whole time, we've had a lot of meetings and a lot of we've talked a lot about things that we want to do. We've did the magic challenge and all these and the
Oh my God.
what was it, the how you call it, the Kundalini, the Kriya. Yes. You know what we did?
What?
We uplifted each other's vibration.
Holy shit.
You're absolutely right, because all of these things are happening.
You know what? The universe gave us a podcast. The purpose of the podcast, at least for now, was for us to elevate each other's vibration, get to these points in our life. And now the universe is like, you can take a break from it. It served its purpose.
Wow.
Wow, Maggie.
Margaret. Maggie and Margaret, la misma vez.
It served
Wow.
its purpose. That I never put it together, but you're absolutely right. Because we have been doing, even though all of these episodes have been about self-care and mental health and energy healing and all of that, outside of the podcast, behind the scenes, we've been doing our own work, right?
Yes. We
We've been
practice what we preach, guys.
yeah, we've been doing our
Mm-hmm.
own work, and it's so true. Like all of these things are happening now, you know.
Wow,
Well,
Maggie.
a lot of good blessing things.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you might be,
That is
yeah. I think you're
insane.
right. I think you're right.
Yeah. I didn't think about that either. We've
Mm-hmm.
which is so incredible. I've never been in a space where I'm with my beautiful two cousins to be able to, even when we are talking about the podcast, we really want to talk about like what's the future, what do we want to bring. We talk about how we want to elevate ourselves. We connect together and we recommend different books that we can read together,
Yeah.
different practices that we can share
Yeah.
with one another. And believe it or not, these are things that I feel that most people need to have with either best friends, family member, sister, brother. Find community in places, because just right now, this discovery is just blowing my mind. And I'm
Yeah.
asleep with it and be like, oh my God, that is so
Yeah.
true. Because this is exactly what happened. We've all had, even though we've had this podcast together, we all have had our dreams and aspirations that we want to tap into. And
Yeah.
we definitely helped one another.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And you're absolutely right. It's like having that community, right? I think we spoke about this in other episodes, like having different circles. And I think that this circle was the podcast circle, but it really was so much more than just the podcast circle. I think it was like I've been doing my private practice, my own boss, my own business. It's going to go on 4 years. And there are, amazing stories and I feel great, but there are moments where it can be very lonely because a lot of people can't relate to what you're going through. And some people, because they can't relate, might not be engaged in your experience. And so it can become very lonely at times. And I felt like in this circle with the podcast, like we just honor each other's experiences, even though we were not going through it. Like, for example, you getting your certification for yoga, trying to figure out like, how do I create this business, right? We can do retreats. Like, I've never done that, but we were able to like honor it and encourage you and ask questions. The same thing with Maggie, like what she's doing, becoming a broker. I don't know anything about that, right? But I feel like when we come together to do this podcast, our energy is so open and loving and welcoming, not only to our listeners, but also to us, that it felt. That's why I think that even behind the scene, we would be like, listen to this podcast, read this book, look at this. Hey, I have this idea about this business. Hey, I have this, it was just so healing. And I felt heard and seen and loved. And so that's why it's so important to have different circles.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy, Yessy? You saying that this is
Mhm.
mind blowing, but I was really trying to figure out my life and the people in my life and how they take place, putting people in different compartments in your life and how they show up for you. Because it's very important. Like we talked about being the bouncer to your own life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that really, really has with you speaking about feeling heard, seen, and understood, which is so important. I feel like not a lot of people get that in circles. But if we had to remove speaking, and if you had to tell me, Haydee, I'm here for you. If we had to remove that all completely, and I can only get the action from you, will your actions speak up for it, for the way you're supporting me and the way you're showing up for me and the way you truly feel about what I'm doing by supporting me? Would it do it? And this podcast did it for me. You don't have to speak it. Your actions did it all. And I think that is so important. If you didn't have a voice to tell me that you're there for me, you didn't need it. And that's how you show up for people that you truly, really care for. And I'm very grateful for these two wonderful ladies that I get to call my cousins and my ladies for life. And amongst them, there's other ones that I'm very grateful for too. And I really, truly believe that sometimes we need to look outside of ourselves and really think about who we have in our circles and be supportive. You know, you never know how small little gestures goes a long way. Don't wait till the person is, what is it? How many feet down the ground is it that when you're buried?
6 feet.
6 feet to tell the person that you love them and that this and that. No, because that shit doesn't count then. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You're
that's
doing
true.
it for sure.
It's
You're
so
thinking about the
true.
person that you love them, tell them. You're proud of them, tell them. Take this moment to let the person know because ahora que cuenta.
That's so true. That's very true. 100%.
But it's been a super pleasure. We're actually recording this after work on a Friday night.
Yep.
If it to me 2 years ago, I would have been turning up. But that's not my life anymore.
And listen, this is not the end. We'll definitely on this episode on the notes, we'll put our own personal Instagram so that you can follow us and on TikTok too, so that you can see our growth and what we're doing. So this is not the end. It is just for you, just a hold. And we're just like very grateful for all of the listeners and everyone who supported us. And we're also like, we're now reflecting, at least for me, as I'm speaking, I'm reflecting like what this podcast represented to me. And it represented more than just recording a podcast. It connected me with two amazing women. It created a space for me to talk about the things that I don't have a lot of people to talk about. You know, I have people that I know that they love me. I have people that I know that they enjoy being with me. But there's a couple of things, you know, I'm weird.
Pues tú eres weird.
So there's a couple of things that, you know, they can't relate to. And that's okay. But that's why you have to learn how to create circles. Don't get stuck on one circle. Don't get stuck on one circle. And that doesn't mean that it's a bad circle. It's just we need to grow. We need to explore. We need to find people with different ideas and different ways of living life and be curious about it. Ask questions. How this person does it? How do you do that? How is it that you stay so consistent in eating healthy? What do you do? Be curious about people's behaviors and lifestyle.
You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked.
Yeah.
It's sometimes even as hard for them, and you'll be shocked how they do it and how they can influence you to do it too.
Yeah.
Because even my journeys and all the stuff that I've done has been weird to every single person that I'm around.
Yes.
And let me tell you.
I'm so curious. Yes. I'm always like, how do you do? Like, I'm always curious of how people do things and how people think. So I always have questions. I'm always picking people's brain, you know, like, how do you do that? What do you like? Even when I was racing with Isa, as we are racing, she goes, you know, Maggie was there the day before. She's like, you know, and when we run, don't worry, we'll talk. And I'm like, talk? I can't talk and run. I definitely cannot talk and run. And she's like, oh my God, Yessy, yes, you can. You can talk and run. And I'm like, I actually brought my headphones because I'm going to listen to music. And she's like, oh my God, so does that mean I have to charge my headphones?
I bet you your ass was talking.
Yes. And then, you know, as we were running, right, she was saying, because I was like, oh my God, this is hard. And she was like encouraging me. And as she's encouraging me, we're having conversations. And I learned so much about her running journey. It was so beautiful to hear her journey, how she started and her challenges and what she recommended for me to do and me asking questions about it. And we're
You did all
running.
that while you were running?
Yes.
So do it, Maggie. You could do it.
No, I told them I was going to do it next year. I was going to join. I definitely cannot talk and run. I cannot breathe, run, and talk.
You
I will pass out. I will die.
you'd be surprised.
No,
but you can.
ella, she came over for Alicia's birthday last week, and she was like, "Listen, I think we can all do it." And Maris was like, "I can do it." I was like, "I'll
Hey,
be."
but mira, we were having a whole conversation. So we're going to do the Jersey Girl, right? But then we want to also do the Spartan.
No. Yo no voy a hacer ningún Spartan.
Mira, como dice mi tía,
I'd rather do Jersey Girl.
como dice mi tía, calla y escucha.
Ay,
Oye,
ay.
you're going to be
Okay.
fine because we're going to be in a group. Hey, it's a group. And as a group, we help each other. You're going to be fine.
You're gonna be fine, Haydee.
Well,
You're gonna
I
be
do
fine.
want to challenge myself. I
Yeah.
do. And
Let
that
me-
is something that I know that I never thought about doing.
Yes.
Ever.
You
But I think it would be such a great thing to do.
that makes you feel like you can conquer the world. And for me, it was very emotional because for almost 8 years, I was very sick. Very,
Yeah.
very, very sick. And the idea that I was able to do that, that I'm that healthy to do it, that was so emotional. I was crying the entire week afterwards.
Yeah.
It just made me feel like nothing can stop you. It's just nothing can stop you. And-
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Listen,
So
I remember when I saw Isa too, when I went to see her, one of her first races, and she was sobbing. I can only imagine how great you must feel to overcome. And then having your history medically,
Yeah.
what you've been through, you two are my little superheroes. I am so proud of you girls.
no, but that's
Literally.
what I was saying. I gave her the opportunity to talk while we're running, and it was amazing. And I think that sometimes we get caught up within our own circles that we don't give other circles opportunities. Even when that circle might not look like something that we're into, but be curious about it. Be curious.
Yeah.
It just
I'm
feels
talking
also,
shit. I might go.
listen, I mean, it has to be a big moment for the people that are actually doing it because as a spectator, it was a big moment for me. Like I was like very proud and I was like excited. Mateo was like when Yessy was on the bike, he goes, "Mama, look at her. She's the first one. She's going so fast. She's gonna win first place." I'm like, "This is not about winning. This is about personal accomplishment."
But that was so nice for him to see his Thea, doing something so cool that way in front of so many people, with so many people.
And then let me tell you this: when we got home, even the next day, he would take his little bike and you'll run. He'll be like, "And now Jessie is in first place, and she's riding her bike." And I'm like,
Love it.
God.
You see, it's so important what we feed our children and what they see. They
Absolutely.
walk away with that and they stay with that in their mind.
Yeah.
But I saw Jessie,
Of course.
in the triathlon.
"Mm-hmm, yeah,
Of course.
So that's
Yeah.
beautiful. We have to realize that what we do, people are watching.
yeah." And going back to like having communities and having group, I feel like as you get older, usually, and I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying most people, the older you get, like you start to like evolve and you start to grow and you become a different person. That's usually what should happen. And you need things from different people, right? So that's why you
Yeah.
have different groups. You can like
Yeah.
your party group is not your let's talk, I'm going
About
through this,
healing.
about healing. And be like, yo, what? Here, have a beer, right? That's your party group. Perfect, right? And then you have your group that's like about like personal development, right? And that's your personal development group. They're the ones that like are like listening to podcasts, reading books about, being better and like, being like, oh, I read this book. Oh, I'm doing this. That's your personal development group. And maybe you're lucky that you have a group that can give you that's like a well-rounded group and they can give you all of that. But that's not always the case. So then you need different groups to give you different things. Yeah.
That's not always the case, because if you think about it, can you give all of that to one person? No.
No.
Really famous couple therapist. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names, so I can't quite remember her name, but she's very famous and popular. And she says it, that one of the main reasons why there's so much divorce is because you go into a marriage believing that this one person, this one partner is going to be all of that. The husband, the best friend, the family, the co-worker, the self-development friend, the yoga friend. Like, you are expecting this one person to be all of that. And
Poor guy.
girl,
Setting yourself up for failure.
And that's close to impossible. That's close to impossible.
If you got that person,
so
send us a comment.
No, there isn't a friend that can give you all of that. There's always, even in the party, like when you have your little own circle, siempre hay una que la más calladita, que cuando tú quieres estar tranquila y te quieres beber un vinito, that's the person you go to. Porque you want to be dancing,
Turning up. Tú llámala. Mujer, ¿qué tú estás haciendo? Let's meet up right now. Yo quiero desacatarme. Oh,
yes.
Bailar la bachata.
Yes.
So típico.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, if you're married and there's like one or two in your group that are married, that's the one that you relate to when you talk about marriage. So you even do it within your own little, so you're just not realizing it, but we do it because not everyone can offer us all of these energies.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean that they're bad people. It's just the truth. Like, I can't party until 4:00 in the morning. You're not going to call me to go hang out until 4:00 in the morning because I can't give you that.
Do not. Don't even try.
You might
Yo
know.
todavía hago eso.
Yeah, you see? Pero Haydee no me llama a mí.
Oh, Haydee.
Yo no llamo a Yessy ni a Maggie. Pero eso no pasa cada rato. Tampoco. No me llame todos los weekends tampoco. Hello. That's once a month. I need recovery time. But I can party, but yo tengo que estar en the party mode. Tampoco tú me puedes decir, oh, let's go hang out. Y ya de repente I'm like 10 o'clock. Oh my God. I gotta go home. Like, I'm tired.
Absolutely.
But we're actually on an hour of this wonderful episode, which is, again, it's not a goodbye. It's see you later.
Yes.
And I hope you guys understand why we came up with this decision. And we absolutely love this podcast. No Todo Se Cura con Vicks will always be a part of us, and we will be back. And stay tuned for all the wonderful things that we have coming up. And, you will probably see some posts here and there on some of the things that we're doing on the No Todo Se Cura con Vicks platform. And keep you posted on upcoming events, like in general, when it comes to the podcast.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And continue to follow us so that you can see what we're up to and support us, right? Like, Haydee is going to do this amazing retreat where you're going to see her doing her amazing yoga. Now, healing, I am going to be facilitating a group, and the theme is going to be release. So how do we release a lot of anger, trauma, anxiety, whatever it is that you need to release? I'll be facilitating and we're going to do it together, show you how to release those strong emotions. And Maggie's going to do some amazing breath work that we all need. Yeah, to ground ourselves.
Breath work and a yoga nidra, which is like a meditation
There
yoga
you
with
go.
breath work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, continue to follow us. Continue to follow all our journey. Continue to follow my private practice, the journal. The book is coming soon, 2025. Maggie,
We will.
yes.
Mhm.
And her yoga business and broker
Yes.
business, so continue to follow us, continue to ask questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So
continue to follow us, like we said. And again, this is not a goodbye. It's a see you later.
see you
And
later.
from our gals from notodosecuraconvicks, we send you all so much love in these couple of months of the rest of this year of 2020. We'll see you in 2025. Blessings.
Yes.
Stay safe. Remember, tap into yourself and show yourself some love. Put yourself first.
And
Goodbye.
listen to our episodes and continue to share. And we'll be back.
Yes. See you later.
Well,
Bye.
see you later. Bye.
Bye.